Welcome to Courage on the Pitch.
North Carolina champions again!
Here's Megan O'Keefe.
What is up, everyone? Megan O'Keefe here from Courage on the Pitch, brought to you by Wake Orthopedics Urgent Care. And we are back with season 2 of the podcast. I am so excited to be kicking the show back off, as well as highlighting this amazing team as they kick off their 2022 season. And it goes without saying that the Courage has been through a lot this past year, and they are back, and the energy is so high. We've got plenty of newcomers, new faces back on this team, as well as returners. So plenty of stories to tell on the Courage this upcoming season. So very excited about today's episode with two of our very special guests. We've got Katelyn Rowland and Meredith Speck on the show, and they have been playing together for over 6 years now. They've been with the Courage since 2016. They have won 3 championships together. So we talk all about what it's been like for them to play together for so long. While Katelyn did get traded last season, they are back and reunited. So we talk about what it's like to have Katelyn back on the squad. And then at the very end, we wrap it up with a little BFF quiz so we learn about them off the field. So without further ado, let's get right into it with our conversation with Meredith. Joined by Meredith Speck and Katelyn Rowland on the very first episode of season 2 of Courage on the Pitch. We've had Mary on the show last season, but Katelyn has returned to not only the show, but also the Courage, which we will get all into. But I first just realized Meredith, or Mary, I know Meredith is your rostered name, but I'm coming to learn that you pretty much exclusively go by Mary.
Yeah, Mary or Mare, either one. It's tough. A lot. I get Mare a lot, but there's technically another Mare. Merritt goes by Mare, but I like to remind people that I was here first. So technically I get first dibs on the nickname. So I'm Mare and she's the other Mare.
The other. Does anyone ever call you Meredith? Is that like one of those you're in trouble things?
I do.
I do.
I do.
A few of like my very close friends and my family does sometimes call me Meredith, but not in a trouble way.
That's good. Well, Katelyn, do you have any nicknames that I should be aware of so don't call you the wrong thing?
Well, the one on the screen calls me Kathy. And that's just been like an ongoing thing. I don't know how it even started. My soccer name has been Kate. Don't love it, but it's fine. I prefer Katelyn, but it's been Kate for so long where it's just been that, and then we have Kathy. But
all right,
031.
Don't let Kathy stick.
All right, so we got Kathy and Mary.
Oh no!
Yes, Meg. Yes.
I'm not gonna let it go. It's not gonna stop here. All right, so let's dive right in, and first let's talk about you guys being reunited. So we gave a little bit of a background in our intro about you guys have been playing together for years, and then this trade happened last year. We don't need to go into details about that day, but so Kathy left us for half the season, but now she's back. So what does it feel like to be back on the team together?
Yay!
Yeah, it's great. Obviously, I mean, it was like such a short amount of time where, in a sense, it doesn't feel like I left at all. But it was definitely difficult leaving. A lot of close friends, and this place felt like home for so many years, so it was difficult. So nice to be back, but it wasn't that long, so it's not too crazy coming back. Obviously the picture looks a lot different, but it's nice to be here.
I can let Katelyn tell her version of it if she wants, but she called me. I was actually in Costa Rica on vacation with my family, and she was like, "Hey, what's up?" And I was like, "Nothing, what's up?" And she was like, "So I just talked to Sean, and like he's like kind of interested in the Courage bringing me back. I told him I needed 24 hours to think about it." And I was like, "Okay, well, call me tomorrow when you tell him yes. Like, this is something that you're pretending like you might not come." And my family was all like, "Yay, she's going back!" We were all just like, "Sure. Take your 24 hours, but like, talk to you tomorrow when you've said that you're coming back."
Wow.
She wants to.
Yeah. Do you have
that?
I mean, listen. This place is home. But from like a professional standpoint, I just needed to make sure it was the right decision.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, it seemed like the right decision professionally and life-wise. So
yeah, Well, I mean,
tell Nathan she needed to think about it.
make him wanting to keep it competitive there. I feel like he appreciates that. But as I was doing some research for this episode, aka deep diving into your Instagrams, I think Mare, it was your Instagram that I was scrolling deep down. In 2016, I saw a photo of you guys like being locker buddies back. I think it was Western New York back in
Seriously?
Yeah, in the Boston locker room. It's me, you, and Nort. I know what photo you're talking about.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I
did not remember that.
2016 is when you guys first started playing together. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Wow.
But we didn't really become friends until 2017.
Yeah.
Why is that?
It's true.
I don't know. Caitlin had her own little crew.
Yeah. What were your
I
first?
definitely didn't like her. So that's definitely no. I don't know. I just think we had separate friend groups because I got traded to the Flash. So I knew like a few other people, but Mare was in a different friend group at the time, and we just kind of merged naturally. I don't think it was anything like that happened. I just think
I had known two
mutual
girls
friends
previously, and they both lived in the Flash house with Taylor. So I was good friends with Taylor, this girl, Britt Eckerstrom, who was on Portland, and then Nort, who retired from the Courage. They all lived together, so I hung out with them a lot. Obviously, Katelyn got traded from Kansas City like halfway through the year, and she went to school with Taylor. And I was also friends with like Sam and Abby, who that's all UCLA. So like Katelyn naturally like hung out with them. So like I got to know her through them. But Katelyn had like she lived like I had a host family and I stayed at the Flash house a lot. Katelyn lived at the apartments with like her roommate and her little group of friends. So we like intermingled through Taylor, but we didn't become homies until 2017. Yeah. Also, Basil naturally
cameo by the kitty.
Obsessed with the camera.
I hope all of you listening are also watching. Oh, what was that?
Auntie Kathy treats the boys so well.
Hi, Baisley.
Oh,
hello. Hi, Baisley.
Baisley's been even more FaceTime because I think we had your cats on last season. If you want to check out the episode.
I went and got them naturally. It's like, let me get the cats.
All right, so you guys have been on the same team off and on. Well, last year wasn't off, but since 2016, and you've been through 3 championship years together, which is pretty incredible. So, I mean, I don't want to ask you to pick your favorite year, but do you look back at any of those years and something really sticks out to you, like that was such a highlight of your career? And I don't know, you think about those times and how you're bringing them to the team now?
I think our answers probably would be different because, like, I know that there was a season. Katelyn, you go first.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like your answer will probably be the Western New York year.
Just
possibly. Well, I
we're not at the quiz yet.
No, we're not at the quiz yet.
I came in like halfway through that season, and obviously I understood what they had gone through, but I didn't experience everything that they had that year. And it was a pretty hard year. It's where the term junkyard dogs came in, because we were just like bottom of the totem pole, like just trying to get through it, and like clearly the underdogs in every game. But I didn't go through.
To finish last.
Correct.
Really?
Last place.
Yeah. So we just
Like preseason
so I had
like to be last.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah. And so I had come in, and obviously I felt what they had like gone through, and they were telling me stories and all of this. But
She had come in from Kansas City, who the year before were national champions. So Kathy actually has 4.
No big deal. Who's counting?
Who's counting? Katelyn is.
Yeah. So obviously, like I was very happy that we won that year, and I felt like very grateful to be a part of it, and I felt like kind of what all they'd gone through, but I didn't experience the entire year. So for me, the next year in Portland in 2017 was probably, I don't want to say favorite because they were all great, but probably up there with like, oh, it was 2018? Can we clip that? My favorite one. They all mushed together. That's right. In 2017 was in Orlando, and we did not win that year.
We did not.
2018 probably in Portland was probably one of the highlights in my career. It was in Portland, 20,000 fans against us, and we dominated the game, which was so great for us because we had a pretty dominating season. So to kind of bring it all together was really cool. That was probably one of the highlights of my career for sure. It was really, really cool.
What
and
is
you played in that game, right? Oh no, you didn't play. What was the year that you had played so much?
That one.
Okay, that one.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the year that you got into the fight with the fans.
what?
That was not the year that I got into the
Well,
fight
I
with
wasn't
the
going to
fans.
ask before.
That was the Western New York year. It was the semifinal in Portland. And
I don't know if
going
it's
mano
a
a mano. I was
story.
so mad.
Is it a story for the podcast?
Yeah, you know how. So I don't know if you know, but like Portland has like there's like fans right here, and then there's fans in like the bar section, which is right near the away team bench.
Oh yeah.
And like we scored first, and we were like, woohoo!
Yeah.
Naturally. But then they scored, and the table sitting like basically 5 yards from us was like, yeah! And so Katelyn was like, so then we scored again, and she was like, ha! And they went back and forth. We ended up winning the game 4-3. So you can imagine how many times Katelyn and this people at the bar went back and forth.
Not childish at all.
No.
Childish
it had to be done. Yes. Yep. They started it.
No choice. You had no options.
Nope.
You just take one for the
They
team.
started it. I had to finish it.
As you did. Okay, so that's a great story. I mean, just getting an inside look at what it's like to play at Portland, because I've been there to watch, but I cannot imagine being an opponent of them and being surrounded by those fans that are incredibly passionate. We'll put it there. And so that's interesting perspective. But okay, Mary, do you have an answer for your fave championship since there's been so many?
I know. I think it's split between, and like for such different reasons, but I would say 2016 was so fun because it was just so like everything was just so new and fun. And we didn't know, like there felt like no pressure. I mean, I say it felt like no pressure. Meanwhile, in the locker room before the semifinal game, I saw Samuel was crying in the bathroom. And I was like, get it together. It's going to be fine.
Yeah, and could hardly eat her pregame meal because she was so.
And then again, we're in Houston, and like Houston locker room has like lockers, a middle row of lockers, and then a back row. And V has us set up in these two. And I'm like, where is Sam? I go around to the back row. She's sitting in one of the lockers before the finals, crying.
Like what kind of like an excited?
Nervous.
No,
is there an excited cry, Megan?
I have many categories of crying, Mare.
And I was like, Sam, I love how much this means to you. Whatever happens, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
But so like that year, it was just like we expected nothing and got everything.
Wow.
So that was amazing. But I think for me, 2019 was for sure the peak of the courage. And for whatever reason, everyone was like, Chicago's gonna win. We had one. That was the year that like we literally were secured first place like months before the season ended, and everyone was like, doesn't matter, like Chicago's gonna win. And then we beat them 4-0 in the championship game, and it was 3-0 at half. And I was like, joke's on you guys. I don't know why you had to pit everyone against us. So in that way, it felt very much like we earned that championship in a way. So I feel like Western New York Flash was great because it was like novel, but I don't think we earned it. It kind of just was like, I mean, we earned it through hard work, but we weren't very cohesive.
Yeah.
Where in 2019, I was just like, we earned that in the way of like the Bulls with MJ and Scottie Pippen. You just knew they were going to win. And we knew we were going to win. But no one else
had to bring that reference in. Had to.
Why not?
Or the Golden State Warriors.
We'll learn more later. Sneak peek to the end of the game at the end. But what I'm also really curious about, since you guys have had so much experience in the league, how different does the league look like? And like when it comes to like fan support, media coverage, just being a professional women's soccer player. I know we've got a long way to go, but what does it look like from when you think about like 2016, your experience as a pro women's player to now? How much has that changed?
Kate, do you want to go first? Sure. I think that me and Mare had different first years in the league. Even though, so I was drafted to FC Kansas City, and even though we were very talented and we were successful that year, Off the pitch stuff wasn't great. I mean, for instance, for games, we were at probably averaging 100 to 200 people in like high school bleachers type of thing. On like it was almost like it was a private field, but almost a public field surrounded by public fields. We had lockers probably this big, you couldn't even hardly reach your arm in.
Wow.
And so in that sense, like just starting there and being like my first year, I'm like, wow, this is professional soccer. Like this is what I've dreamed of. Like in that sense, we've grown so much just on logistical types of things. And yeah, I mean, exactly. And a lot of us come from really nice colleges, like immaculate facilities. And so like it in that sense, I was like, wow. But I think, and I'll just say that, and Mary, you can obviously cover other things, but just in that sense, I think we're growing so much. And I know that we have a long way to go still in those areas, but I mean, even the fact that like we get lunch every day now, and we get meals, and we have nice lockers, and we have showers and things like that, where when I was my first year, I couldn't even shower after training. I had to like drive home in dirty clothes. Wow. So like in that sense, it's like very cool, and definitely a lot of growth for sure.
Yeah, I would say the same. I mean, we like joke I know, so the year before I went to the Flash, like the rookies were doing the laundry. The year I was there, our trainer was also like the equipment person. So like he did all of our laundry. No one showered in the locker rooms, like things like that. I think like you look back and you're like, they felt normal, but like they're clearly not normal. Yeah. You know, we in Buffalo, we lived in Buffalo and we drove an hour and a half to our stadium in Rochester for home games, like, and didn't get fans. But you know, so that standard, I think is like, you see so much growth there. I think what also is like nice to see now is, you know, we were, so 2015, 2016, that was like what, the third year of the league. And so you came out of college and you were playing. And I think what you see now is like these rookies come in and they have such, you know, it's 10 years of experience that they can learn from, where I think just the soccer is only going to get better because there's just so much room for growth of learning from a professional now. Where like, I joke around, I don't realize that I'm old now because like I've grown up with the old people have always been my age. Yeah. But we were like all young at the same time. Like it doesn't feel like a veteran because everyone was my age. But now it's like, the other day I was talking to Dee and I was like, literally, I am older than you by half of your life.
Really?
I'm 29, she's 20. So I was like, I have lived half of your life. More than
I didn't even think about that either.
Yeah, so it's nuts. Like in that sense, I think you'll see that those kids are going to be able to learn so much because they have so much experience to learn from.
That's so interesting. I guess I never thought about that either. When you start a league, it's kind of like starting a new school. Like everyone's just a freshman together. Like there's no veterans to really learn from. You're just kind of all doing it together. Like, I hope this works.
Exactly.
Courage on the pitch, off the field.
I trusted you guys to be such close friends that I'm not even going to give you any options.
Well, what if I want to phone in a friend?
I will phone in Taylor.
Okay, great.
On standby.
Taylor,
Taylor, be on standby. Be on standby. She's busy.
Okay, of course. Podcast. Okay. Over it. I'm over it. I'll cry later.
Okay. You guys are still delayed, but I'm going to do my best to keep up with it.
Okay.
And if I'm doing poorly, just like stop it and we can clip it, whoever's clipping it. Okay.
Okay. Cool. Let's start with Mary's answers. So I'll ask the question and you'll both write down what you think the correct answer is, and we'll do a 3, 2, 1 reveal. All right?
Okay. I hope I say the same thing that I said the first time.
Yeah, I hope you remember your own answers. Okay, here we go. Starting out easy, easing into it. Mary's favorite color.
It's a weird word when you really look at it.
It is a weird word. I'm ready.
Hint is, can you rhyme with it? All right, 3, 2, 1. Reveal.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we getting specific with some sunset orange.
Yeah, that's not right. No point. No point.
All right. Moving right along. We've got Mary's favorite snack. Bonus points.
Oh, there's so many answers to this. Come on.
I'm gonna keep score here.
Favorite snack. Oh, I'm gonna say.
I'm gonna go like broad to like more narrow to more narrow. Okay.
Wow, she's such a supportive opponent.
Sis, did you hear that? Because that's kind of a clue.
No, but I think I have my answer written down already.
It's
Okay.
pretty long.
3, 2, 1. Reveal. Her answer: chips of any kind, but onion dip and chips. Oof. The correct answer is cool burritos. We give her
chips of any kind. This girl loves her chips.
I said, well, I guess we can give her, a half point because I did write chips.
True.
Burritos.
This is true. We have matching words somewhere, so we'll give her one.
But if I end up losing by half a point, don't give it to her.
Okay. Happen to shave a half a point off. All right. Next up, favorite sports team. Aside from Courage.
Sorry, like what? But like basketball, football.
Sports team.
Oh, she
Sports.
has a single one that takes the cake. All right, you ready? In 3, 2, 1, reveal. Correct answer, Brooklyn Nets. And Kathy's got it. Brooklyn Nets with the blue. Uh-oh.
No point.
Gets it right.
Got it right.
Another point on the board. Okay, I think we got two more here. Moving through these. Her favorite clothing brand. Well, she's got to think on it. I'll commentate for anyone who's listening and not watching the video.
If you're not watching, you're missing out.
Yeah, Katelyn scratches her head and politely pauses.
The pressure sets in.
No.
Confidence. False confidence.
Just
the
marker. Like,
Well, no, I have two answers here, so hopefully I get half a point.
wait,
Okay.
no, that's pick one.
Okay, fine.
ready?
I'm gonna cross out my other answer, but just so you guys can see it.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going with the bottom one.
3, 2, 1, reveal.
Yes!
Yes.
Is correct. Nike was her other option that she crossed out. Well, good.
Wow.
Listen to your intuition. Great. All right, last one here. Dream job. She wasn't a pro soccer player. She would be, and I just give you a hint. It starts with a vowel.
Shut up, Megan. I'm like nervous. It's a weird looking word.
All right, she's still. Oh, she went down to write her answer. Didn't question it for too long.
I mean, this one's. I'm not gonna get this, but
all right.
I think she would be happy doing this.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Correct answer. Okay, correct answer is interior designer.
The other day. This is how I know you don't listen to me.
I knew that. No, you said this the other day because we were filling out our quiz, our little thing.
Yeah.
I'd love to be an interior designer.
Yeah, and you were like, really?
But I was also thinking about what I want to do, so I was being a little selfish in that moment. I'm thinking about just me.
Whatever. That makes sense.
All right, that was round 1. Now moving on to Katelyn's questions. Moving right along. Katelyn's go-to coffee order. Very specific.
Do I have to say from where?
Oh
No,
Nope.
don't do like Jubala. Do like just the north. Like if we're going to like a
wherever you're at. Yeah. Mary is very confident. She even wanted to add more detail. Extra credit. All right. Reveal in 3, 2, 1. Vanilla latte extra hot.
Oh, yes. Good job.
Good job. Wow. Temperature.
Meg was so pumped about that one.
Extra hot, extra maintenance.
Correct.
And that's how people describe Katelyn.
I don't mind that.
That was her nickname in college.
All right.
Oh,
next
they're
one.
going in and out. I can't see your faces.
Oh, no. Okay. We can hear you. What position did she play before goalie?
Well, I'm just gonna go with this. Because I can just see it. Honestly, I don't think any position. I think you were born with gloves on your hand.
I'm not saying she's good at it. Okay. All right, ready, set, go, reveal. Striker, a really good one. Okay.
I was pretty good back in my days when I was 8.
I believe it.
Thank
That's a point. Those are the same thing.
All right, next one. Celebrity crush growing up or now. Both very confident in their answers as they write down quickly. Oh,
I think that's how you spell the last name.
oh gosh, maybe that's not good.
What are you gonna say?
Ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
Don't.
It's loading. It's loading. Jessica P.
No.
Correct answer is Nick Jonas.
Growing up.
She was.
Learning a lot about each other.
I mean, you didn't specify male celebrity crush or female.
I mean, we didn't specify sports teams, you know. We gotta
Exactly.
If Katelyn was being honest.
Point.
All right, last two here. I'm not really keeping up with all these half points we're working with, but okay, second to last one. One TV show that she's seen 100 times. There's two shows.
Acceptable answers.
Two acceptable answers. A show she's seen 100 times.
That confused me for a second. But I feel like
I almost the show.
There's two acceptable answers. Should I write both that I think it is?
No. If you write both, does she
double
get
points?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I got this.
Ready and reveal.
You should have it.
It's loading. White balance is great.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Got it.
All right, we're tied up. This is for the win.
Woo!
For the win. Oh, similar vein, but what's her guilty pleasure TV show?
Ugh.
I think she knows. Didn't have to give any hints.
I think, but she has so many.
Well, this one apparently she's not allowed to watch when she's saying.
Yeah.
Meg, that gives it away.
I mean,
she had already written it down. She had totally
I wrote the batch because I wasn't exactly sure how to spell the rest of the word, honestly.
I wrote batch period, and I was like, Katelyn, spell it out. You can do it.
I was about to go to my phone.
Me too.
All right. Mary,
that shouldn't count. That shouldn't count. No.
It was already written down.
You had a confident response when I asked the question. I feel like
you can go to the film and see that
we have replay of VAR.
I did right after.
All right. And that's a wrap on our game and on our episode.
Cool.
Thanks, gals, for joining me. And we will talk to you very soon, I'm sure.
Yeah. Thanks, Meg. Have a great day.
Thank you so, Meg.
Coming up on Courage on the Pitch.
All right, guys, thanks for tuning in to our very first episode of Season 2 of Courage on the Pitch, brought to you by Wake Orthopedics Urgent Care, and a couple of games coming up for the Courage. They've got one preseason match that will be open to the public, so head on over to Wake Med Soccer Park on March 12th as the Courage take on Clemson at 2 o'clock, and then the Challenge Cup kicks off at home for the Courage. They take on Gotham on Saturday, March 19th. You can get tickets to that game and all of their home games for the Challenge Cup at North Carolina or at nccourage.com. Definitely don't want to get that wrong. So you can be sure to be at those games. And we appreciate you tuning in to our very first episode of Courage on the Pitch Season 2. Be sure to like, rate, subscribe, and download these episodes. And you can now, very exciting, catch us on WRAL's new sports channel, WRAL Sports Plus, on Thursdays at 9 p.m. Thanks so much for listening. See you next time.
Courage on the Pitch with Megan O'Keefe is part of the Capital Broadcasting Podcast Network, with new shows available every Thursday on WRALSportsFan.com or wherever you get your podcasts.